Good everyone, Organized Video, and today we have a review of the German Wellington Mark 1C requested by a user named Dayton D, I think it is. Things I do for my subs, I swear. Um, I would love to know why someone would request a review of this thing, but oh, I didn't exactly want to drag this thing out enthusiastically, but it actually ended up going rather well, which is concerning. So the German Wellington is a rank 2 battle rating 2.3 premium for the Germans, and it costs 1,000 golden eagles. Do I think it's worth it? No. God, no. Don't even take it if they give it you give it you for free. Like Germans, when you should have found it, you should have just left it like you do with dog turds. If anyone gets that reference, I think a certain someone will, because I'm stealing that kind of from his video, because that's how a certain someone described it. He knows who he is. He said it about a plane that I actually like. The German Wellington is overpriced, it's pathetic, and not only that, the gunners on it aren't even that great. I mostly got lucky with the situation that developed in this battle. Now, it does have a unique selling point in the fact that the turrets can rotate all the way around the aircraft. There are a couple of minor dead zones, aka underneath the aircraft, but other than that, the Wellington does have good coverage. Obviously, you don't have view from up, well, you don't have gunner rail up top either, but there's not. Let's be real, if you get attacked from above in the Wellington, you're dead anyway. But to be fair, given this thing's defensive armament, which I'll go over shortly, it's not exactly going to protect you 24/7 anyway. So your nose armament is two 7.7 Browning machine guns. Not great, but certainly not bad. Then you come to the tail. Twin 7.7 Brownings. Again, these turrets all have good coverage. And then you come to the side guns. Two Vickers K machine guns on either side. You have one on this side and one on the other. If you're shooting directly off your sides, this gun can fire, and the turrets on the front and the back can actually rotate around. This does give the Wellington rather good weight of shot for what it is, but the problem is no one attacks it from there, because they know that. Fires in this aircraft are pretty much always fatal. I've only put out one fire, and even then the fire took out the engine and crippled the wing, so it was an unrecoverable dive, as you can imagine. The Wellington Mark 1C for the Germans doesn't change other than the skin compared to a British Wellington. The engines are the same. Bristol Pegasus, I think that's 18 engine, because I don't remember my Roman numerals that well. I think it's 18. And on web, as you'll notice, there is no power increase. Now, I don't know if that is a bug. So, Flight, that's your one request from me, and put it in the comments below, please. Could you find out if this engine is actually producing more power on web? Because it doesn't feel like it does, but it'd be nice to know if it is and if this is a bug or not. But otherwise, the aircraft has no armor protection to protect any of the gunners, so it's very easy to take out the gunners and basically make this aircraft defenseless, and the pilot having no armor really makes this thing vulnerable. If you're looking for a premium in Germany, there are much better options. Let's put it that way. Much better options. You've got the AK, you've got the AL2, you've got the BV. If you want to spend a little less, you've got. I mean, there's not really a lot you could get for the Germans down here. I mean, maybe Flegels if you want to be a masochist and you want to learn how to suffer or something. But to be fair, last time I took it out, it was actually alright. And there is a review coming for it, I think. If it's in my notes, I think it's in my notes. But if you want to spend a little more, you've just got planes like this, like Sprue Screws and Thunderbolt and the Hitler Bolt. There's just so many better options, and even in the tech tree, you could talisman something that would be worth more a damn than this thing. The battle I'm going to be showing you is the very first flight. I actually took this thing out for 3 years. I hadn't flown this plane for about 3 years. And let's put it this way. This battle was a pure shock to both me and Harry, who thought this thing was going to be a pile of trash. For those of you curious about bomb loads, there's only two. 18 250-pound bombs, and 9 500-pounders. The 9 500-pounders tended to be the ones that I took, simply due to the fact that, let's be real, you don't want to be spamming the spacebar waiting for your bombs to come out as you're getting shot at. You need to get the bombs out quick, because you're going to need to get on those guns if they even survive the first burst of your opponent. So yeah, don't buy this thing. It's trash. I don't know why the hell someone would want me to review it, but I even said to the guy it's not going to be pretty, so here you go. But the battle I will show you is simply incredible. I have no idea how I managed to pull this off. So in today's battle, or in today's part of the gameplay, I'm with Harry, and we was laughing and joking about this plane, saying, there's no way I'm going to get anything useful out of it. It's just not going to happen. We take the plane out for the first time. And bear in mind, it's been about 3 years since I've flown this fucking thing. So already, anticipation and my thought process was already rather low. But what happens in this battle is quite incredible. So there you can see Harry in his Focke-Wulf 189A1. That thing actually does really well in an up tier. Hint hint. Yeah, Harry's been taking that thing into up tiers and bullying stuff like Typhoons and late model Yags, so yeah, he's been a bit of a bully. But as you can tell, I'm just going to skip us ahead towards the first bombing point. This aircraft is slow. It is actually rather agile. I've got to give it that. It is rather agile, as will be shown in a moment. The problem is that that's all it's good at. And even the Vindicator over there is smelling blood in the water like he's a fucking shark, because he knows how trash this thing is. Oh, things I do for my subs, I tell you. But hey, if no one else is going to do it, so I better do it. I don't know, some people are going to say, oh, it's a British bomber, you should have a bit of bias. There's nothing to bias about. So I jump on the front gunner and I start opening up. I do manage to get a crit on him, and Harry is going to finish him off in just a moment. I'm pouring on the pain, but British 7.7s, which that triggers quite a few people actually. British 7.7s are not very effective at longer ranges. So down there is a truck convoy, and I decided, well, I'm not going to be able to bomb a base. Well, I mean, I will with the 8 remaining bombs, but this is a bug, by the way. This is not actually happening in the battle. This is a bug with the replay. I don't know what was happening there, but that is a bug with the replay. I'm going to show you this thing does not maneuver that well. I mean, its elevator response is actually rather good, but the rudder response is non-existent, but to be fair, it's better than a Lancaster. So at this point, as you can tell on the left, our team is getting their ass kicked. It's a swarm of Hurricane Mark 1 Lates and Hurricane Mark 2 Bs. As you can imagine, the team just doesn't know how to deal with Hurricanes, and they keep taking head-ons thinking they're going to win. And this is where I started to learn a bit more about this aircraft. As you can tell, we're doing about 300 miles an hour, and I pulled the aircraft up. It felt good in the elevator response. The roll rate wasn't very good, but for a twin-engine medium bomber that is overweight, underpowered, it's not bad. I've got to give it props. It is quite maneuverable. But as you can tell, it's down to me, Harry, a Sally, a Key 44, and a Nick. I can't remember the Key 44. I think it's Tojo for the Key 44, so I'll have a reporting name. I think it's Tojo. And as you can see over there, there was a B-18 being escorted by 2 fighters. You're going to see them later. I pulled a plane up to try to get in behind these guys, but unfortunately, Harry shot down one of them and has stirred up the Hornet's nest. So yeah. this is gonna get interesting, to say the least. So now it's down to me, Harry, and that Sally, and 4 hurricanes all descend on that poor Sally. I'm struggling to control the plane here. As you can tell, the roll rate is not incredible. It's actually rather poor. I swing the plane back around using its good elevator authority, but unfortunately the swarm of hurricanes just got to Harry. And, well, unfortunately we have lost Harry. I drop the combat flaps and attempt to dodge this hurricane, which, again, this thing doesn't actually have that bad of a turning circle. But here's where the bullets start flying. And I'm leaving the chat on for good reason. This is where one player in particular is going to get a little angry at me. Can't remember which one it was. I think it was Raid Bandit. I think it's him anyway. I'm already gushing smoke for one engine. The other engine is okay for the moment, but I can assure you that it's not going to be much longer before that engine takes a hit. And luckily, the fuselage of the fuselage of this aircraft can actually take 303 fire pretty well. I'm now saying 303 just to cheer up those people who care about the designations of certain aircraft and their bullet types and all that. But as you can tell, Raid Bandit is coming in behind me, and unbeknownst to me, he's actually out of ammunition. And he wanted to fly alongside my Wellington. He puts in chat, stop. I'd rather not, because I don't know if you've got ammo still. And as you can imagine, that upsets him. So he calls me a cunt. So me being quick on the trigger, I decided to respond to him in chat and say enjoy the fire, crybaby, because am I not allowed to shoot down enemies now? I don't fucking know. But this is where it starts to get a little bit comical. The B-18 is coming to gunship me. And so is this 2 fighter escorts. I even roasted the guy further by saying you got shot down by the shittest bomber in War Thunder. I open fire on the I-16, I do a bit of damage, the Hawk comes in and does a bit of damage to me, and even the B-18 is taking a crack at me. I aim for his engine, I set him on fire. Again, do not ask me how this thing is still flying, because honestly I don't have a monkeys. But the Hawk is coming in. I've only got one machine gun in the back because the first one jammed. I pilot sniped the Hawk, and the B-18 is about to burn down due to the fire. There's kill number 3, that's going to be my last one. And yeah, this was simply amazing to witness. And even the guy in chat is like, legend. I have no idea how I pulled this off. But unfortunately, it's not all sunshine and butterflies. As you can imagine, I wanted to see this battle through to the end. And as you can tell, the plane is completely shot to hell, but... By the way, that is also a pretty effective way of stopping this aircraft. You can put it on the nose and it won't actually destroy the aircraft. It will well, it'll take out the front gunner, but that's about it. Very effective way of stopping the aircraft because the brakes aren't too great. But at this point, I decided, you know what, let's go for it. And Mage 9564 spots me and smells blood in the water. Unbeknownst to me, this guy actually knows how to take out a Wellington. Shoot one of the engines and watch it burst into a fireball. And even the guy in chat says, sorry mate, and I'm like, bring it sire. Because you've got to respond with a proper British like response to someone. When I opened fire with on the Sea Hurricane, my left engine bursts into flames. Sorry, my right engine bursts into flames. I do some crippling damage to the Hurricane and I attempt to put the fire out. But unfortunately, it's not meant to be. And unfortunately, I think you can guess where this crash landing is going to happen. We're going to be doing a minor day Taurus. But to save anyone the thought of squirrels being crushed by a several-ton Wellington, I'll end it here. So like I say, this plane does have character in the fact that it's so shit people will actually respect it. But that's all it's got going for it. It is not a good plane, I don't know why it's a premium, and even if it comes up in war bonds, don't get it. It is trash, even on a 75% discount, which is the same price as a starter premium. Do not pick it up. Honestly, don't. But anyway, I'll let you guys off. I hope you enjoyed today's video on the German Wellington, and I will catch you all on the next one.